Boleh, Doktor.
Okay, that's good. So I hope you still have some energy left before you guys go for lunch. I know today's class I swapped with Dr. Azima because she requested maybe she had some errands here to do. Okay, this chapter 9 or topic 9, okay, is slightly shorter, all right? But then there is a continuation from this. This is part 1 and another one is part 2. So I've given you the slide, so hopefully you guys have gone through it or read something about it, okay, before we go into the class so that you will understand more and you can ask me questions based on that. Okay, so chapter 9, topic 9, yeah. Topic 9 is about formal theories in IT. So whether you are cybersecurity ke, you are software engineer ke, you are apa lagi, computer science ke, you multimedia ke, at the end of the day, the industry that you are going to work with always related to ICT or IT field. Yeah. Okay. So why do you need to know about theories in IT? How does it relate to your program cybersecurity, for example? Okay. So problem solving, as we recap back in the previous lectures, you have seen there are a number of tools that you can actually use to uncover requirements, understand problem situation, apa lagi? Even some visualizations too, yeah, for you to use it for design, apa lagi untuk brainstorming. There are so many things, okay? And why? Okay, why as part of the program you'll be introduced in theories? Because the way people solve problems, sometimes they use theories to understand the problem situation, especially if you work in an organization where you involve in R&D ataupun some kind of like research, yeah. Research in terms of like MIMOS kan. MIMOS, I think they have software engineers who actually look into usability testing for e-government services and so forth. So you do a little bit of R&D. So if you involve as a researcher, probably next time you're going to do a PhD, you're going to do a postdoc, theories is something that you cannot run away from. Yeah. Theories, conceptualizations, all these theoretical framework, modeling, proving models and everything is part of your job, okay? And this is something that we need to introduce you because you are in the academic program and some of you might end up doing PhD later on, okay? So what will be the outcome for today? Okay, to demonstrate the philosophy in theory and also theory building, theoretical perspective, problem solving, how this theory helps in problem solving situation. And of course, I've shown you samples from my previous PhD students, how they use theories to contextualize, yeah, the problem situation that they are trying to address. Okay, so demonstrate a good understanding of the need of applying theory in problem solving. Why do you need theory? What is the difference between academician and also practitioner? And how does this two different worlds can actually collaborate together and perhaps to provide a better solutions? Yeah, because I'm sure you are working in the field, in the industry itself, you are the practitioner. Okay, and for us academician, we solely based on theories, understanding, models. We do a lot of research and we tend to see, okay, later we discuss what are the limitations, challenges, the drawbacks, and how we can collaborate with the industry. Because in Malaysia, the collaboration between the industry and also the universities, the academicians is relatively low because in Malaysia, the perspective is that they want something fast, okay? But when it comes to R&D, it will take a lot of time to produce the designated results. So for industry, time is money. Okay, time is business. So rather than they rely on academicians yang apa orang kata asyik nak buat research saja, okay, they just like come up with like a very fast process lah. That's why you have agile prototyping and so far RAD dan sebagainya ya. Okay. So, what is the philosophical foundation of knowledge? So, before we go further into how we develop theory, and of course, in the next lecture, I will show you even in cybersecurity, they use different kinds of theories to rationalize problem situation. And I will also share with you the common theories that people use within IT environment, and some of it may be used regularly by PhD students to establish their research context, research scope, and so forth. Okay, so what is the philosophical of theory itself? Yeah, so it stems from the foundation of knowledge. So what is the foundation of knowledge? So you go back to the philosophers, to the philosophy of knowledge. Ini sedikit academic, sedikit philosophical. Sebab tu bila you guys ambil doktor PhD, nama dia adalah apa? Doctor of Science ke tak? Ya, Doctor of Philosophy dalam kurungan matematik ke, sains ke, apa lagi? IT ke, apa ke, computer science ke, whatsoever. Tapi nama dia adalah Doctor of Philosophy. Di mana filosofi dia adalah knowledge that comes from the theoretical foundation. Okay, so in this world, we live in a complex environment. Okay, humans seek to find order in chaos. So, which means that you're trying to find orders in all this wicked problem, orang kata masses, all this dynamics environment. So, you need to understand as human, you need to understand how the world works. Okay, you need to see the patterns, you need to see what kind of arrangements that provide positive experience and so forth. And you also need to understand why exactly the chaos occurs and how you overcome it. Okay, so this knowledge allows human to predict and control the world. So we talk about prediction, we talk about forecasting, yeah, based on data, based on information. That's why we have data analytics right now. You have fuzzy logics and everything. So humans tend to use all these types of assumptions. Yeah, we call it assumptions, hypotheses to predict and also to come up with solutions. Okay, so philosophy derived from dari mana filosofi ni? So philosophy ni derived daripada apa? World of ideas, which is related to apa kehidupan, ya, kehidupan, whether it's spiritual, heaven, divine. So kalau you tengok ya ajaran Buddha, ajaran apa lagi, ajaran Islam yang zaman-zaman dulu tu, apa lagi, Buddhism, Taoism, apa lagi, Islam, apa lagi ajaran yang zaman dulu-dulu tu, tak ingat lah. Tapi semua ajaran adalah about apa? It's a world ideas. It's about spiritual. It's about heaven. It's about divine. It's about a healing process. It's about maintaining orders in between of the chaos situation. So talking about truth, positive life, positive experience, positive thinkings, emphasize on the good things and avoid the bad things. So semua ajaran mengajar kepada kebaikan. Yeah. So world of objects also about world of objects. Objects about apa? Interaction kita dengan environment. Environment apa? Environment kita lah dengan manusia, dengan haiwan, dengan persekitaran. Yeah. So people, the philosophical knowledge is built where people actually interact, not just from the point of view of scientific view, whereby you talk about the world, the people, the animals, the environment, but also theology. So I'm not sure kalau masa dulu you pernah ambil theology, pernah ambil social science, something to do with ethics, ya. Yeah? Kita mungkin ethics, ya. Yeah? I think zaman dulu because I'm overseas, I ambil theology. So theology tu dia macam secularism sikit lah. Yeah, they're not into a specific religion, but theology is studying all religions in the world. So it's good that I took the subject because it provides me a holistic view about other religion, because you cannot be superior, yeah, to others. That's why what you see here right now, with all kinds of conflicts, people tend to emphasize on white supremacy, whatever supremacy it is. Okay, so you nampak lah dia punya apa tu, the chaos environment that leads to this kind of prowess and superpowers. Okay, alright. So kita go back to zaman-zaman, okay, zaman dulu, because muka-muka ni lah yang paling popular that establish the foundation of knowledge before Muslim scholars come in. Ya, zaman ni zaman bila ya? Zaman BC ya. BC tu before century. Dia dah hidup dah. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. Uh, if you study theology, agak menarik ya. You baca their philosophical, because their foundation of knowledge is actually still relevant in today's world in zaman-zaman millennium, because dia membuka asas ya kepada more encouraging researchers to research based on their underlying foundation. Apa-apa knowledge pun dia mesti ada underlying foundation. Dia tak boleh knowledge tiba-tiba apa orang kata tiba-tiba ada je, tak boleh ya. Dia mesti ada foundation. So according to Socrates, dia kata apa? A series of questions are posed in order to challenge implications of answer. Ini filosofi dia. So kalau Plato dia emphasize importance of reasoning. Reasoning tu kalau dalam bahasa saintifiknya induction reasoning, deduction, quantitative, tu bahasa modern dia ya. So believe the ideal state should regulate every aspect of citizen life to provide of their best interest. Okay. So Aristotle pula favorite rule by apa ni? Tak nampak. By single strong and virtuous leader thought that good conduct meant pursuing moderation. So he talks about code of ethics lah, Aristotle ni ya. Okay, so I think I have mentioned about Aristotle before, but we will revise back again. The revision nanti. Okay, so philosophical after these three men, okay, Aristotle, Socrates, and also Plato, then zaman tu, okay, zaman Greek masa tu sangat-sangatlah hebat ya zaman tu, because that is where kegemilangan knowledge berlaku ya. People start studying the planet. Dia start buat technology based on whatever they have at that point of time. Okay, so they already lay out the foundation. So in the 14th century, there comes the Islamic scholars. Yeah, so I think nama-nama ni you are famous and familiar with. Okay, Al-Kindi, Ibnu Khaldun, Al-Farabi, Ibnu Sina. Sebab tu ada hospital Avicenna tu ya. Dia ambil daripada nama Avicenna ni. Okay, because dia bapa perubatan. Okay, so Ibnu Rushdi. But somehow rather, if you study the modern dipanggil apa? Modern philosophy, modern philosophy. Kalau you study Western, dah tak nampak dah nama-nama ni ya. So but Western people actually dia punya foundation tu sebenarnya dia extend daripada Islamic scholars ni. Okay, so Ibn Sina semua ni kan sebenarnya Western ni pun dia pun study daripada zaman kegemilangan Islamic scholars ni, zaman khalifah ni ya. So I think apa kita nak zaman ni kembali semula, whereby we are being respected because of this knowledge kan. So that's why in Palestine conflicts dia wipe off all the intellectuals ya. Dia tak nak ada trace pun of the Palestinian, and they wipe off all the brilliant people in Palestine. So yeah, that is sad. Okay. So kalau you tengok sini foundation of knowledge dia, for example like sociology, apa lagi, macam Al-Kindi ya, dia also ambil daripada philosophical daripada Greek tu, and then he extended on that. Okay, and then after that Al-Farabi pun sama ya, he wrote on polymath, metaphysics, medicine. Lepas tu Ibn Sina ni pun okay, Ibn Rushdi ni pun, okay, a Spanish Arab philosopher and thinker, commentaries on Aristotle work. So kalau you tengok ya, the foundation of tu, you tak boleh menidakkan kewujudan tiga bapa filosofi ni, philosopher ni ya. So if you have the time, you can actually take a look at this work by Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, because it's still relevant in today's world, and people extended that foundation into something what we learn today. Okay, Plato's view of knowledge, okay, apa yang dia cakap? Episteme. So whatever benda yang kita nak study mesti ada knowledge, episteme. So after this, kalau you dah keluar daripada program ni, kita kata, oh, people say knowledge. No, 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 it's epistemology. Itu nama gempas sikit lah ya. Epistemology. So kalau dalam academician, what is your epistemology foundation? You know that we talk about knowledge. Yeah. So must have reasoning. So how do you build that knowledge? Okay. So must have reasoning based on what? Apa bukti dia? Mestilah logic. Reasoning dia bukannya reasoning yang tak logic ya. Okay. So apa lagi? So I'm not going to dwell further. So this one is just for your knowledge only. Yeah? So Aristotle distinguished two different forces that influence the world, the knowledge and also the technique. The technique tu maksudnya the interaction between objects. So objects too can be human to objects, human to animals, human to environment, okay? And what kind of relationships they are building with, because bila kita hidup ni, kita interact dengan environment kita. So how do you understand the world is you understand how people interact, the patterns, the perceptions, the apa lagi, the impression, okay, the satisfaction, okay. So dalam bahasa moden sekarang ni adalah user experience, okay. Alright, alright. So Aristotle view of knowledge, okay. Ini memang kalau you tengok diagram ni is so relevant in today's world, okay. So knowledge can be built through two ways. One is theoretical building, another one is non-theoretical building. So theoretical, we go theoretical dulu ya. So theoretical, of course, you dah ada scientific findings. Alright, so scientific findings mainly focus on dalam konteks of natural sciences lah, sebab when we talk about natural sciences, physics, biology, chemistry, it has a proper scientific procedures, okay? Studying metaphysics, mathematics and all that, semua tu dah ada logic dia. Okay, dah ada logic dia. Very structured, very logical, and then there are structured procedures in order for you to derive to the conclusion. Okay, so kalau 1 plus 1 definitely equals to 2. Yeah, tak adanya 1 plus 1 equals to 3. Tak ada. Okay, so that is a structured based knowledge when we talk about theoretical. But sometimes, yeah, we also build knowledge from non-theoretical perspective. So what is that? So this one usually related to art, okay? For example, like sociology, theology, okay, non-theoretical. Sebab ini lebih kepada falsafah, ya. So falsafah ni kadang-kadang dia tak ada macam ethics kan. We talk about ethics. Ethics ni, how do you define ethics? Some people do things, okay? For example, contohnya lah, kita kata, okay, saya nak beli barang tu, saya berhutang. Okay? Some people think berhutang tu is not good. Yeah? Against their principle. But to some people, they rasa berhutang tu is okay. Sebab it's an option. Yeah? So it's just a matter of opinion. So that one you cannot theorize lah kan. Sebab dia ada apa timbang tara di situ. So some rhetoric thinking, art, ethics, yeah, politics. So non-theoretical related to productive ataupun production ataupun proses ataupun in terms of practices, practicality. Contohnya kalau apa tu ya, petua. Petua. Petua tu ada theoretical ke? You rasa? Petua nenek moyang dulu. It's based on what? What do you think? Petua ni based on apa?
Pengalaman.
Yes, pengalaman kan. Maksud dia pengalaman tu dia dapat daripada mana? Through what process? Pengalaman tu through what process yang dia kata, oh okey, kalau demam, okey kalau demam campak, okey kita nak kebahkan demam campak tu you minum air kelapa. Nanti keluarlah semua because air kelapa tu banyak zat. Daripada mana dia dapat that kind of petua tu? From what? From what kind of process? What is the term there? Anyone knows? Just a quick guess. Anyone knows?
Try
Macam
and error.
apa dia?
Try and error.
Try and error? Ya ke? Try and error ya? Okey, bolehlah try and error. Lagi?
Kebetulan.
Oh ya. Adakah itu apa takdir atau suratan? Okey. Okey. But can I say that it's based on observation? Kan? Try and
betul.
error, of course. Yeah, based on observation. So you look into the process is that it's based on observation, try and error, and you see the patterns. So that's where practices comes in. So kalau you di industry dalam modern context, okay, you go by best practices, betul tak? You go by best practices. Sebab kenapa terjadinya best practices tu daripada mana? Why do you say it's best practices?
Based on observation of others.
Yeah, based on observation, based on successful implementation. So based on common doings or patterns, this is where you derive the best practices. So for example lah, as simple as SDLC, System Development Life Cycle yang you pakai waterfall model semua tu kan, itu adalah a theory that is based on practical. Yeah, the collection of best practices from all these project project managers, okay, developers and everything. So they come up with a standard methodological approach. Sama jugalah dengan metodologi yang ada. So it's based on practical. So doesn't mean that the foundation of knowledge tu must be like hardcore orang kata daripada theoretical you kena buat some experimental dan sebagainya, tak. Sometimes practicality pun it becomes the best practices because not all the things in the world can be theorized, yeah. Okay, so kalau art is an abstract, it's subjective. Macam mana you nak theorize art ni? Nak kata everybody will agree to the same thing? Tak boleh lah, yeah. Okay. Alright, tapi whatever it is, people usually observe similar patterns. So sebab tu petua tu, kita boleh kata is a basis of knowledge, ya. So kalau nenek moyang kata air kelapa tu bagus, then kita buat R&D. Ya, kita buat R&D, apakah komponen-komponen air kelapa tu yang menyebabkan kita makan kita minum air kelapa tu dah kebah dah kita punya chicken pox, for example. Contohnya kalau you demam ruam, you pergi mandi air daun apa tu, daun neem tu ya, neem in PM you panggil apa neem tu, daun bambu orang India suka tanam daun ni. You tak pernah kena demam
Daun
ruam ke
sendu
apa?
Daun semambu.
Yes, ya. Kalau dalam saintifik, modelnya adalah neem. Neem. So sekarang ni, zaman dulu orang suka pakai neem ya. Sebab kalau kena demam campak ke, demam ruam ke, dia mandi je, I still remember my grandmother kata hilang sumpah dia. Tahulah sumpah apa kan. Tapi cepatlah you surut ruam ke, chicken pox ke apa ke. One of the petua. So, what happened? Modern days, you pergi pharmacy, you pergi pharmacy, you dah nampak dah people commercialize neem tu. Brand apa? Himalaya. Ya. So kalau anak-anak you kena chicken pox ke apa ke, you beli sabun yang jenama Pinasol tu. Itu daripada name tu. You letaklah krim dia sejuk ya. Okay. So is the foundation, isn't it? Tak perlulah theoretical building ke apa ke, but is from the best practices, people do R&D on that, so you come up with a commercial product. Okay, interesting ya, how people start building the knowledge. Okay. So Aristotle view of knowledge encompasses, empirical observation and experiences. Always through observation. Even sekarang kalau you as a developer, designer, you observe people how they do things. You nak, for example, like you want to improve the internet banking experiences. Of course, you akan interview users. You akan interview different types of users, elderly, young version, old version, yang digital literacy, non-digital literacy, semualah. So you observe, okay, the struggle, dia punya apa challenges, dia punya apa task analysis and everything based on observation and experiences. I think when it comes to UX, nowadays is the term UX UI. This is what you are doing, observation and experiences. Okay. Inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning ni mainly in the academic term. Okay, mainly in the academic term where you want to build a theory, you must have some sort of logical reasoning. So if you're doing a PhD, whether you're cybersecurity, whether you're a technical person, whatever, tapi bila dah namanya Doctor of Philosophy, you have to do this. Yeah, you have to do this. Whatever tools or instruments that you are going to develop, there must be a foundation of your theoretical building, theoretical framework, conceptual framework, whatever it is. You tak boleh lari daripada inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning. Okay, so the four causes, balik kepada theory of Aristotle, right? So the four causes tak boleh lari daripada material, formal, efficient and final. So I think this one I have highlighted in the previous lectures. You can see some of the samples there. Okay, so material is what is made of. Okay, formal cause is a form or essence, efficient, how it came into being, and final cause is the purpose and function. So whatever teknologi ke, produk ke, services ke, proses ke, memang you tak boleh lari daripada 4 factors ni. Imagine Aristotle yang zaman Tok Kado dulu, before century, dah terfikir pasal these 4 factors and it's still relevant in today's world because these are the foundations of your output and deliverables. Yeah. So theory of potentiality and actuality. So Aristotle distinct between potentiality, the capacity to be something, and also realization of the capacity. So still remember, relate back to how you want to achieve to your desired goal. Okay, capacity to build something. So do you have enough resources? Do you have enough time? Do you have enough human resource skills, knowledge, whatsoever, in order to reach to your goals? Okay, ethical and practical knowledge. Ini whatever you do, even for technologies, you are abide with ethical conducts. Okay, tak kira lah you buat apa dalam produk or any processes, any services. Of course, you tak boleh lari daripada ethical and practical knowledge of the deliverable of the product. So, apa produk yang ada masalah ethical sekarang ni? Okay, I give you one sample. Alright, I'm sure everybody buy IKEA's product. Okay, but their ethical and practical implementation is very good because they always R&D with the products. Yeah. So if they found out that the products is have some kind of hazardous to the users, they will call back the products and probably you get refund out of it because eventually memanglah masa dijual tu dia mungkin tak tahu apa the hazard situations, yeah. But then after they get feedback daripada observation experience of the users, if majority of the users address negative things about this product, then they call back. So that is very ethical of that organization or the company to actually emphasize on ethical product deliverables and other things yang sekarang ni ya, yang sekarang ni kita tengok zaman moden ni. Tu satu ya. Satu lagi talking about sustainability. Ya, kalau you pernah beli barang daripada Fashion Ballet or Dark, kalau you nampak ya, dia punya ethical conduct tu, because they promote fashion sustainability. So some of the bags, okay, they say, oh, this bag derived from recycled plastic bottles. They declare that because they want to emphasize on the ethical values. So if let's say next time you buy things, try to look into the products, yeah, because some of the products actually come up from recycle or renewable wastage. So you better buy that kind of product rather than product yang totally buat daripada new things ataupun natural, sebab nanti apa? You do not support sustainability. Faham tak ethical and practical knowledge ni? Sebab not all company will do that. So I applaud the fashion industry nowadays. They actually go for this sustainability. It's part of the ethical dia panggil itu apa? Ethical concern about apa? Environment. So sebab macam mana ya, Bibi Yusof tu dia modern sikit lah. Kalau orang modern sikit ni dia akan go for environment. Kalau yang biasa-biasa tu I don't care profit wise. You nampak tak beza mentality tu? Kan? You beli produk Alif Shukri, dia ada tak cakap pasal animal cruelty, vegan free ada? Ada ke? Ada tak? Kalau you beli some of the local products kan, yang OEM, ada tak dia mention situ vegan free, cruelty free, ada?
Tak ada,
Ada tak?
doktor.
Tak ada. They don't claim in fact. Yeah. So you nampak tak the different level of knowledge and mentality. So if you are the entrepreneur, okay, you want to tap in a market, in a large market, in a Western market, for like worldwide consumers, yeah. Benda ni lah you kena jaga ethical, sebab I think in Western countries, yeah, they really care about vegan, okay, they really care about animal cruelty. Sebab benda tu dibahaskan, sebab the apa orang kata, the awareness for environment, the awareness of animal cruelty sangat tinggi di luar negara bukan Islam. So instead kita Islam ni kita emphasize banyak a lot of ethical things, tapi practically kita tak implement. So I've seen some of the local products yang I saw dia punya founder tu. Oh, kalau founder macam ni betul lah. Gaya dia, knowledge dia, education dia, exposure dia, produk yang dikeluarkan tu memang menepati this ethical conduct. Sebab dia declare. Ya, dia bukan sahaja declare, you have to be truthful. Bukan kata, oh alright, it's vegan free tapi ingredients bukan vegan pun. Ya, you kata it's animal cruelty tapi you test on animals. Tak boleh lah. Yeah. So just to cautious you guys, yeah, be alert on these things. Okay. Alright. Kant's view of knowledge. Siapa Immanuel Kant ni? So Immanuel Kant ni adalah modern philosopher. Okay. I think kalau you Google buku dia banyak sangat lah on this metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, aesthetics. Yeah. So he says that knowledge is built from experience. Through experiences, through observations, yeah, and also part of knowledge is not derived from experiences. It says it's like it comes from practicality, practices, ataupun knowledge yang mungkin daripada observations. Okay, okay, some knowledge was inborn, namely the knowledge of space-time, mathematics, natural sciences. So ni kan dia punya philosophy lah. So dia kata kalau mathematics, logical reasoning, logics, 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Kalau physics, biology, psychology, empirical reasoning, whereby psychology, sekarang ni psikologi, walaupun dia subjektif, tapi you ada clinical psychology. So kalau you ambil program psychology, dia ada macam-macam ya. Kalau clinical psychology dah relate to medicine. So kalau you ada masalah mental health, you nak pergi jumpa siapa? You nak pergi jumpa psychiatric ke? You nak pergi jumpa counselor? Kalau counselor ni masalah psikologi yang macam mana? Kalau jumpa clinical psychiatrist ni, what kind of condition that you need to go for psychiatry? Kan berbeza kan? So kadang-kadang orang jumpa expertise yang salah So kalau you jumpa counselor tidak boleh mengeluarkan surat mengatakan you have schizo, you have apa orang kata hallucination, you have dementia, you have this, because only clinical psychologists can actually treat you, ataupun psychiatrist lah yang ada medical background plus psychology. Okay. So that is under empirical reasoning, because when empirical reasoning, you have to do hypothesis, you have to do theoretical, you have to study human behavior and everything. Okay. And apa lagi? So Kant's view of knowledge, ini dia punya konsep. Kalau you beli buku dia, dia akan keluarkan table ni lah. But you don't have to memorize, just sharing you some knowledge. Okay, so Kant's 4 categories of pure understanding pada dia, okay, you kena tengok, okay, A, quantity. Alright, dalam situation tu, what is the quantity? Berapa ramai yang ada mental health problem ni, contohnya lah, okay. And what kind of symptoms? Can you see similar patterns? What are the differences? Contoh, okay. Quality. Okay, what kind of quality in terms of quality tu in terms of positive or negative experiences, okay, in reality. So relation maksud dia one attributes to another. Apa yang menyebabkan orang mental health sekarang ni? Adakah disebabkan pemakanan? Adakah disebabkan stres? Adakah disebabkan social media? Adakah disebabkan apa faktor dia? Genetik? Okay, tak tahu. Alright. So modality, possibility, contingency, what are the plans, what are the possible challenges, limitations, okay, contohnya all these things, ya. So kalau tengok kat sini, cara kita nak come up with the knowledge tu, observation, hypothetical, maknanya conduct hypothesis based on the observation tu, you buat assumptions, ya, and then you do some scientific research on that. Okay, so macam tu lah orang buat foundation of knowledge. Okay, so daripada Kant ni pun dia ambil idea daripada Aristotle. Okay, material cause, formal, efficient. So ini modern punya answers lah ni. Soalan dia, how many of what type interact, how to what effect. So question dia what, why, how, okay, when, who. Macam tu lah, ini perkataan-perkataan moden. Kalau zaman dulu, zaman Aristotle, dia guna perkataan yang berbeza. Okay. So you already understand how knowledge is found, how knowledge is established. So kita nak faham apa tu theory. Yeah. So because some of you is going to do your PhD and maybe some of you akan guna theory for your FYP later, final year project. Okay, so what is theory? So what theory do you know? Masa undergraduate, what theory do you learn? Ada ke? Ada? Tak ada? Tak ada langsung? What theory that you know? What theory that you have came across? Nothing? Pernah dengar game theory? Pernah dengar game theory? Tak pernah? What about game theory is related to cybersecurity, because they talk about the opponents dan sebagainya. Because kalau you nak study cyber attacks and everything, some people use game theory to understand the problem situation. It's quite interesting there. Apa lagi? Semua ni memang tak tahu ya apa itu teori, contoh-contoh teori tak ada ya. Okay.
Ada je doktor tapi tak berapa nak ingat.
Tak berapa nak ingat. Okay, tak apalah. Okay, so after this kena ingat lah ya. Because lagi 2 sem you dah nak buat proposal. Okay, alright. So what is theory? So a theory is the broadest sense, a well-substantiated explanation of some aspect of the natural world based on facts and confirmed through observation and experiment. So bila nak jadikan satu-satu situation, okay, satu-satu condition or scenario, to say that this is a theory, contohnya a theory of human behavior, contohnya, you need a longer period of time, okay, to ensure that all the attributes, the factors, the variables is confirmed through observation and experimental. So kalau you kata MC square tu, okay, MC square tu you nak prove the logical reasoning of MC square tu dia buat dalam masa singkat ke? Tak. Ya. Dia kena every time people use it, the same formula, the same concept, theorem Pythagoras ke whatever ke, they will get the same answers. The same concept and the same answers, the same rules applied to any kinds of situation. Yeah. So it must be confirmed through observation experiments. Sebab tu theory building untuk PhD, you tak boleh kata, oh, I will come up with a new theory. Tak. Ya. Sebab teori ni dia akan ambil masa 5 tahun, 10 tahun untuk betul-betul establish a theory. Okay, so teori ni ada banyak dalam dunia ni, macam-macam. Apa, game theory, gamification, apa lagi? Learning theory, Bandura learning theory, technology acceptance model yang dah lama tu, macam-macam teori ada, okay? So theories are used to make predictions about future observations. Because apa predictions tu, I dah tunjuk you contoh from my PhD students ya. The attributes variables that you nak confirm the hypothesis tu, the causal relationship. Kalau variable ni pergi variable ni, dia jadi mediating ke, dia jadi independent ke, dia jadi deriving factors ke, macam itulah ya. So theory explains why natural phenomena occurs and based on hypothesis can be used to make predictions. Yeah, and the apa beza theory dengan law ni summarize a set of observations about natural phenomena. So undang-undang and theory is different. Okay, some people get confused. Undang-undang summarizes a set of principles, tapi theory ni explains why things happen. Okay, why things happen, so you use theory. So structure of theory. So apa structure of theory ni? Kalau you tengok, here's a general overview of how a theory or theorizing is formulated. So apa structure theory ni? I dah bagi contoh ni ya. So structure of theory, you have apa? Observation. Semua tu based on observation. Tak kira lah observation tu based on practices ke ataupun based on apa processes ke, based on apa causal relationship ke. You observe the process. So it often starts with a scenario, phenomena and everything. Okay? Fenomena tu maksud dia senario lah. Sesuatu apa keadaan yang berlaku kita panggil fenomena. So observation can be anything from noticing a pattern. So apa yang dia nampak ialah occurrence of pattern. Contohlah I hypothesize. I kata seorang lelaki merokok dua kotak rokok sehari. Dalam masa sebulan dia akan dapat kanser. Contohlah, contoh. Okay, contoh. That is my hypothesis. Sebab apa? I tengok daripada medical report dah ada occurrence pattern kat situ. So I hypothesize lah. So how am I supposed to prove my hypothesis tu betul? Adakah apa I nak buat? What should I do from my observation to what should I do? Because I want to build theory ni mengatakan I nak buat conclusion rokok dengan cancer. What should I do? As a researcher, what should I do? Macam mana I nak prove my hypothesis tu? Benar atau tidak? I buat apa?
Buat
Collect
eksperimen.
data.
I kena buat eksperimen lah. Collect data, pergi study pesakit, tengok history dia apa semua. You rasa setahun boleh siap? Tidak, ya. 5 tahun pun belum tentu lagi. So it's hard. Okay, it's hard, ya. So nak theory building ni sebab tu kita masih lagi apa teori-teori yang lama ya, yang lama macam time model tu tahun 80-an. Dia punya dia punya guru dia tu pun I tak tahulah hidup lagi ke tak. Hidup lagi. Rasa tak. Tak tahu, I tak ingat. Ya. Masih lagi relevan pada zaman sekarang teknologi acceptance model. Dia teori dia mengatakan macam mana kita ni boleh accept sesuatu teknologi dan reject sesuatu teknologi. Itu je pun. Ya. Okay, we look at it macam simple je tapi masih lagi relevant and a lot of PhD students is using that. Okay, so you have to do experiment. Okay, how you conduct experiment tu the rigorous of the experiment tu you kena explain lah because that's part of the procedure. If next time ada researcher lain yang akan guna teori you tu, dia akan buat jalan kerja yang sama. Okay, data collection analysis, refinement, barulah you buat theory formation, and then you kena peer review and publication. So normally all these theories ni dia kena present, dia kena war-warkan, dia kena peer review. Peer review maksud dia, kalau dia dalam konteks of medical, the peer review must consist of all professionals in medical. So kalau kita kata COVID kan, COVID ni masih lagi berlaku, and I wonder why some people think that I don't know, do you agree that this COVID berlaku because of you kena vaccinated? I have people who theorize or who hypothesize saying that, oh kenapa kes meningkat disebabkan dia nampak pattern dia orang yang kena vaksin tu yang kena COVID. Orang yang tak kena vaksin tak kena COVID. I was like, do you agree with that? And some people think, hypothesize lagi ya, oh bila cucuk vaksin tu dia ada letak microchip kat situ. What do you think, people? You are intellectual. So what do you think? Do you agree with this kind of hypothesis, this kind of assumption? This is assumptions, yeah? Is it true or not true?
Not true.
Why do you say so? Banyak je orang even yang ada PhD, yang ada professor, you know, they think, they assume that we get COVID disebabkan kita vaksin. So dia menyalahkan vaksin tu, dia kata, do you realize that there are a lot of people mati mengejut lah apa, ni semua pasal vaksin ni. Sikit-sikit salah vaksin. Why do you think so? Why? Why do you think people have this kind of fear? Why?
Sebab dia mengejut. Satu lagi kita tak sure sama ada kita compatible ke tak dengan vaksin tu, macam tu.
Okay, right. So tadi kita dah belajar pasal trial and error kan? Betul tak? Kan? You dah sebut dah sendiri. Okay, trial and error. I think in dalam konteks perubatan, okay, this is my personal view lah kan. I don't know whether you agree or not. Okay, kalau you sakit, you akan pergi mana? You jumpa Dr. Google ke ataupun you pergi hospital? Which one? You pergi Dr. Google ke ataupun you pergi hospital kalau you sakit?
Klinik, hospital.
Okay, of course you pergi hospital kan. You tak pergi Dr. Google, you tak akan tanya Google tu. Ya, kalau you dah sakit sangat, you nak tanya Google ke? You nak tanya Alexa ke? Tak ada lah kan. Of course you end up in the hospital. You tak nak vaksin, you tak nak ubat, but at the end of the day, kalau you sakit, you akan end up in the hospital. So doctor will prescribe you medicines. You rasa doktor tu tahu ke this is the exact medicine that can cure your illness? Dia boleh ke bagi that kind of guarantee? Boleh. Ada doktor cakap macam tu, I guarantee you makan ubat ni you akan sihat, lompat-lompat. Ada? Tak ada kan?
Biasanya doktor suruh datang balik kalau masih sakit, macam tu lah.
Okay. Doctor doesn't guarantee anything. Apa dia buat adalah dia akan trial and error medicines that related to your illness. Ya? Yeah? Itu semua trial and error. So kalau ubat ni serasi dengan you are lucky. Blessing. Kalau ubat ni tak serasi dengan you, nak buat macam mana? Tukarlah ubat lain. It's a trial and error thing. Ya? Yeah? Mungkin orang lain serasi dengan you tak serasi, your body cannot take it. Mungkin rawatan yang disarankan suitable untuk orang lain, tapi bila dia buat yang benda yang sama pada you tak boleh. Sebab body's condition is different. Ya? Yeah? So ubat ni pun dia akan ada side effect, betul tak? Setengah orang makan Panadol it's okay, but some people allergy to Panadol. Some people allergy to aspirin. Some people allergy to painkillers. Any types of painkillers. I have an aunt whereby she cannot take any painkillers. Can you imagine when she undergo surgery? Memang dia kena bertahan lah sebab dia memang the body reaction to painkillers memang intolerable. Nah, macam mana itu dah nasib dia reda je lah, pasrah. Nak buat macam mana doktor pun tak boleh nak buat apa-apa kan. So So it same goes to the vaccine as well. Yeah. So kalau you tak nak sangat vaksin, you sakit, you end up in the hospital juga. Doktor akan masukkan ubat juga. Yeah. But then why you notice tak bila population vaccine get vaccines, yeah, whatever theory yang keluar, whatever assumptions, bad assumptions, negative and other anti-vaccines juga yang tak nak vaksin, you nampak tak cases of incubated patients, yeah, that infected by COVID berkurang. You realize that? Patients yang kena intubated. Do you realize that?
Yes.
Itu yang KKM ingin kurangkan. Ya. Because bila you dapat vaksin, dia tidak mengatakan you dapat vaksin ni you kebal from COVID. Tidak. Ya. Dia tak ada guarantee pun. Tapi at least to reduce the symptoms. Sama juga you ambil vaksin flu, you ambil vaksin against chickenpox, you ambil vaksin against polio. You nampak tak ada case polio dah. You nampak tak ada case severe chickenpox. But because of social media, a lot of fake informations, a lot of this propaganda, everything, even from the medical doctors themselves, ada yang anti-vaccines juga. Sekarang ni dah kembali ada polio, ada case TB, ada case chronic measles. Imagine anak you dah vaksin, pergi kat sekolah, ada children yang tak vaksin because mak bapak tak nak vaksinkan anak tu, what will happen? Anak you kena. Kan? So why we need to vaccines in the first place in COVID-19, kita kena faham ya, because there are community dalam kalangan kita yang tak boleh ambil vaksin. Contohnya apa? Vulnerable groups, orang tua-tua yang ada penyakit, orang tua-tua, orang yang penyakit kronik, kanak-kanak, baby, pregnant women, ya. So bila kita ada kolektif community yang get vaccinated, sebenarnya kita protect golongan-golongan yang vulnerable ni. Tapi benda-benda macam ni, orang yang taksub sangat dengan anti-vaksin ni, dia takkan fikir, dia hanya fikir untuk diri dia je. So if let's say people say, bila vaksin ni your body reaction tu, maybe ada isolated case, maybe just 1% of it. Tapi overall, I think overall kita still okay kan. So vaksin pun sebenarnya try and error juga. Ya. Yeah? Tapi you ambil kan? Sebab apa you ambil? Sebab orang lain ambil? Ataupun you want to reduce the symptoms if let's say you kena? What is the reason of why you ambil? Sudah jawab. Kenapa you ambil? Kalau you percaya kepada all these kind of stories kan? Kenapa you ambil? Adakah you ambil because of orang lain ambil, bos you paksa, kalau tak ambil tak boleh datang kerja, ataupun you ambil because if let's say you kena, it will reduce the symptoms that you will not get intubated. Ya? Sebab kita tak tahu bila kita kena, kita tak tahu our body reaction tu macam mana. Can our body resist? Okay, ataupun our body tak boleh resist langsung. Bila tak boleh resist langsung, you get intubated. Bila intubated, you tak tahu you bangun balik ke, you sadaqallahul azim, masuk ke alam barzah terus. Ya? So, kita yang ada knowledge ni, I hope that you will become the community yang dalam golongan information society. Sebab I think nowadays there are a lot of information that leads to negativity. Ya, terlalu banyak. So sometimes you have to filter it. Sometimes you have to make your own research, make your own readings. Ya, kalau you sakit, you still end up in the hospital. You still kena makan ubat. Ya, punyalah tak nak vaksin, tak nak ni, tak nak tu. At the end of the day, kalau you sakit, takkan you nak pergi Google lagi. Mesti you end up in the hospital. And what can the doctors do kalau your condition is already at the state of orang kata 50-50 je. Ya? So itulah kita kena aware on that. Ya, so sekarang ni kes naik, Because kita punya vaksin dah habis lah. Maksud dia immunity kita tu dah prone to COVID-19 because berapa lama vaksin boleh tahan? Semua hidup? Tidak. Every time you kena ambil booster. Okay? So siapa yang kata, oh yang ramai yang kena COVID tu yang kena vaksin, dia dah habis dia punya immune system dia dah prone to it. Macam mana dia kena lah. So those yang tak vaksin and tak dapat COVID, please count your blessings. Jangan riak kata, oh just because I tak ambil, maksud dia yang ambil tu ialah yang vulnerable. Tak ya, you don't say like that. Count your blessings that Allah protect you. Walaupun you tak ambil vaksin. Okay? So I disagree with my colleagues yang berkata-kata begitu. Ya, I'm so surprised because this comes from intellectual people. Yeah. Okay. So structure of theory. So a theory consists of a number of concepts and also mathematical propositions. So basically kalau you nak prove your hypothesis, you tak boleh lari daripada statistical analysis. Okay, so you have to apply different kinds of statistical analysis based on whatever objectives that you want to achieve. Okay, so example of theory development. Walaupun kita tak agree with it because we believe in the Quran, tapi Western ni dia believe in the theory of evolution by natural selection. Pernah baca tak Darwin theory ni? Pernah baca? Pernah baca?
Not into details lah.
But you know what he's trying to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dia kata, okay, our ancestors is actually deriving from apes. Yeah. Sebab apa? Sebab dia mungkin masa tu dia tak study Quran, okay? Tak boleh salahkan dia. So, kiranya tapi dia punya theoretical development ni, it becomes a theory of evolution, Darwin's theory of evolution that is accepted in the scientific field. Sebab apa? Sebab dia go through all these processes. So, Quran tu is different ya. Quran tu is for the believers. Kan? Quran tu is for the believers. So, walaupun dalam Quran tu dia dah bagi tahu dah macam mana kejadian manusia tu, tapi tak semua orang percaya because benda tu pertama orang tak nampak. Keduanya you perlu mengkaji, kan? Cumanya daripada modern days ni barulah orang kaji Quran boleh nampak banyak persamaan teori of Big Bang lah apalah segala dia kan. Tapi zaman dia dulu tu dia pun tak mengkaji. So dia based on apa? Observation. Hari-hari tengok monyet. Okay. So dia rasa macam banyak persamaan rupanya. Okay. So dia kata apa? Sebab dia pergi Galapagos Island. You tahu tak Galapagos Island tu? Island yang penuh dengan monyet-monyet. You tahu? Tak tahu Cuba you tengok dekat YouTube tu. Okay. Apa Galapagos Island? Okay. Dekat situlah dia study observation character of apes. Tapi bila kita mengkaji ya macam gorila, chimpanzee semua tu sebenarnya dia adalah haiwan yang sangat pintar ya, bijak. So dia punya kepintaran tu, understanding tu seolah-olah lebih kurang otak manusia. Sebab I think kalau you tengok YouTube ya, there's this one animal, dia panggil animal behaviorist ya, dia mengajar gorila ni sign language. Pernah tengok tak YouTube ni? Dah lama ya, tahun 80-an berapa. Dia ajar gorila tu sign language and that gorila tu faham. Dia ajar daripada kecil lagi sign language. So dia communicate dengan penjaga dia menggunakan sign language. Interesting, isn't it? Haiwan lain boleh ke? Tak ada. Elephant tak boleh. Serigala tak boleh. So sebab tu Darwin ni dia ambil apes tu sebagai kita punya ancestors. Sebab lebih kurang sama je. Okay? Right? So dia buat hypothesis that species change over time due to natural selection. So dia kata daripada apes ni manusia ni evolve menjadi lebih cerdik. Tapi kalau kita tengok ya zaman you still remember you belajar sejarah dulu ya, zaman Paleolitik, Mesolitik, apa lagi apa? Zaman apa lagi? Ada lupa dah.
Neolitik. Kau lah yang buat aku.
Geolitik semua tu kan. So dia ada evolution of rupa paras manusia, paras kecerdikan, apa cara kita berkomunikasi. I rasa dulu manusia zaman dulu-dulu, zaman batu dulu, dia tak ada language pun ya. Kita pun tak tahu cara dia berkomunikasi dan kita tengok daripada illustration daripada artis arkeologis ni ya, dia pun lebih kurang macam ape saja sebab persekitaran dia dengan monyet, dengan binatang. So cara kelakuan dia pun sama juga. So itulah Darwin ni bila dia observe, dia study kan, tahu-tahu ancestor tu daripada monyet. Kan, walaupun benda tu kita sangka as a Muslim kan, tapi dia saintis, ya, dia saintis. So dia punya hipotesis tu ramai yang menerimanya, ya. Sebab dia kata dalam faktor surviving and reproducing. So manusia ni makin lama makin berkembang, makin jadi kemas, makin ada pemodenan. So tak samalah dengan orang yang duduk zaman batu dulu. Okay, macam you tengok kartun Flintstone tu, tak samalah. Sekarang ni kan manusia dah lebih cerdik apa, okay, dah plastic surgery dan segala-galanya, contohlah. So the theory formation of theory development, theory evolution ni based daripada punya observation and understanding. So bertahun-tahun ya, dia observe benda ni and then he presented publication, peer review, testing and validation ya, genetics and so forth. So ada persamaan. Kalau kita tengok genetics monyet dengan manusia ni adalah persamaan dalam beberapa percentage. Okay. Dulu zaman dulu tak ada lah teknologi yang secanggih sekarang ni. Sekarang ni ada contoh macam kalau you tahu tak UiTM ni teori building juga ya. UiTM ni dia ada satu center dia panggil Malay Genomes dekat Puncak Alam. You pernah dengar tak? Research daripada Malay Genomes Institution ni. Pernah dengar tak? UiTM is the champion di Malaysia. Pernah dengar pasal Malay Genomes? Tak pernah?
Tak
First
pernah.
time.
One of the thing that they found out is that okay, orang Melayu ni okay is prone to dadah. Sebab tu yang kebanyakan isap dadah adalah di kalangan orang Melayu. Ya, dia dah publish papers ni, you boleh Google ya, dia dah publish papers ni because they found out that is in the DNA of orang Melayu. Sebab apa tak tahulah ya. So kalau kita diintroduce ke dadah, dia akan prone to it. Bangsa lain tak? Bangsa Melayu je. Ya. So I was like, oh interesting. Sebab tu ramai isap dadah adalah di kalangan orang Melayu. Ya. Itu pertama. Keduanya adalah melatah. Ya. Dalam DNA orang Melayu, melatah. It's a psychological trigger. Sebab melatah ni dia masalah psikologi, dia bukannya culture, dia bukannya apa, dia psychological trigger. So they find out that dalam DNA orang Melayu ni dia akan prone to melatah. Sebab tu Mak Saleh dia tak faham apa tu melatah. Dia tak faham apa itu mengamuk. Dia masih guna perkataan amok dalam English dictionary. Dia tak translate pun perkataan mengamuk tu, okay, dalam bahasa dia. Interesting, isn't it? You boleh Google ya. Dia dah publish paper tu tahun bila? I think few years back. Ya, daripada Malay Genomes. It's interesting. So sebab apa? Sebab kenapa dia buat research tu? Sebab kes banyak sangat. Kenapa orang Melayu ni suka sangatlah isap dadah. Tangkap juga Melayu. Ya, yang pusat serenti apa semua tu. So dia mengkaji lah ya. Interesting, isn't it? What scientists can do. Yeah? Okay, alright. So conceptual framework versus theoretical framework. So benda ni perkataan ni akan common lah bila you dah ambil proposal nanti. Okay, apa itu conceptual framework? Apa itu theoretical framework? Okay, I'm sure your lecturer will repeat this again. Okay, and I don't know whether it's applicable to you or not. So conceptual framework versus theoretical. So conceptual adalah you synthesize daripada model-model yang sedia ada, daripada model-model that has been proven by scientific, has been empirically validated untuk come up with some sort like your own model, yeah, your own model of that problem situation. So it's synthesis of relevant concept. You adapt and modify from various concept related to your problem situation. So of course okay, dia kata ni selected from variety of conceptual and theoretical. So apa yang you nampak daripada my previous contoh from my PhD students, dia buat conceptual model. Dia tak buat theoretical framework tapi dia buat conceptual model. Okay, so you have to use quantitative analysis, you have to use hypothesis and so forth. So you nak provekan apa benda hypothesis you tu betul atau tidak. Okay. So theoretical framework adalah application of theory as a whole or in a part of your problem situation. So it is based on apa? It's based on literature review, adapt from existing theory. So probably you kata, okay, saya nak buat research pasal e-learning. Okay, e-learning. So I want to see how students e-learning behavior. So you kena tengoklah learning theory from Bandura ke, from apa ke. Okay, so you apply that theory into your problem context. Tapi untuk conceptual, maksud dia you conceptualize. You ambil sana sikit, sini sikit, and then you come up with your own conceptual model. Dia tak panggil theory lagi dia panggil model sahaja. Kalau theory ni, you memang exactly adopt the theory 100% and apply to that context. Okay? So biasanya PhD student, dia akan buat conceptual model lah. So theoretical framework ni ada juga yang buat tapi susah sikit lah. Susah sikit. Okay? So it depends on your problem situation, it depends on your research objective, which one that you want to go for. So kalau theoretical framework, of course you have to look from the theory perspective, tapi kalau conceptual model, you ambil daripada adapt and modify daripada pelbagai and jadikan apa sebagai your own model. So what is theorizing? Theorizing kata kerja So theorizing is intellectual process of developing a theory. Ni kata kerja. So macam mana kita nak develop theory? So usually kalau orang develop theory, one of the method is grounded theory lah. Grounded method. Grounded method ni hanya PhD student sahaja yang boleh buat. Kalau you buat master by research, memang you tak siap lah you punya masters by research tu. So theorizing ni mengambil masa yang lama. Sebab tu kalau overseas, dia punya minimum PhD years adalah 4 tahun minimum. Kalau dekat Malaysia 3 tahun express. Okay. Kalau overseas dia very meticulous, the rigor on the methodology tu sangatlah orang kata rigorous. So it involves systematically organizing ideas, observations, experimental work, framework for the investigation and so forth. So I dah tunjuk cara-cara teori diderive, itulah proses dia. Okay. So it says here, okay, criteria of holding a theory, okay, can fall under 3 headings. Relevance. Bila you buat teori you mestilah relevan kepada problem situation tersebut. Okay, competitiveness, which means kalau orang guna je teori you, dia akan dapat result yang sama macam you dapat. Okay, so what is a utilitarian criteria? Ethical. So apa ethical that binds into your theory? So of course, whatever theory that you keluarkan mesti ada ethical values in it. So process of theorizing, tengoklah proses dia sebab tu I kata it is not like a 5 years work. Sometimes it can be 10 years work. So again, process of theorizing. Okay. So process of theorizing from scientific method, of course you dah ada proper procedure. Kalau namanya scientific method, which means you have to undergo through a lot of procedures. A lot of procedures, observation, reasoning, hypothesis. Macam you buat eksperimen dalam lab lah kan. You ada langkah 1, langkah 2, langkah 3. Macam itulah, mesti structured and documented. So next time kalau ada researchers yang guna teori you, dia akan follow the same structure. Okay. So theory that comes from practice, best practice. Ini yang kita kata teknik pronouncing practice daripada Aristotle ni So practice is actually daripada kerja-kerja kita lah. Kerja-kerja yang hari-hari kita buat tu, macam mana kita jirah daripada best practices. Theory can also be built from that. So contohlah yang zaman moden ni, TQM, lean manufacturing, evidence, agile, macam-macam. Even trees too is also part of theory that is built from practices. Trees, Apa lagi? Banyak lah. Okay, so next week I will show you yang related to cybersecurity. Okay. Kembali kepada diagram ni yang di awal-awal topik tu. Okay, so theory, okay, in problem solving usually ask the what, why question, ya. So di mana letaknya dalam diagram of problem, understanding the problem context. So this is where the question comes from. Kita boleh buat teori pasal project development, project management sebab it can be based on best practices. Sebab tu ada ISO. ISO tu adalah comes from best practices. Apa lagi yang you buat di industry yang you kena fulfill. Dulu kan ada MSc status companies, ya. I'm not sure sekarang ni memang dah tak kisah dah kan pasal MSc status. So all this derived from best practices. Okay. Alright, so theory and problem solving. Okay, applying theory in problem solving. Okay, so theory versus practice. So theory is abstract. Yeah. So theory ni dia tak ada indicator. Macam what instruments, what tools, whatever, what technology tak. Okay, this is abstract. The other is not. Practice ni is about reality. It's about doing it. Sebab tu kalau ada pertembungan di antara academician dengan industry player, biasanya industry player ni dia look down on academician sebab dia adalah practitioner. So they know what's going on in the industry, they know what is best, they know the criteria because they are the one who's doing the work. And all these academicians, they only talk about theory. It's all about concept. But for me, I'm a practitioner, I apply. Itu yang beza tu. Tapi how can we leverage advantages that you can actually have this academic people from the academic world to collaborate with you, with the practitioner. Sebab practitioner ni kadang-kadang dia buat aja kan. Dia buat. Tapi akademik ni dia mengkaji. Dia mengkaji, dia buat R&D. So contoh yang very active in R&D like UPM, UTM, kan, USM. So kadang-kadang dia keluarkan produk produk daripada kelapa sawit, produk daripada ni, produk daripada tu. So bila dia dah mengkaji, dia akan pergi kepada industri, dia kata, hey, I dah produce ni, gamat gel ni, contohnya gamat gel I dah commercialize and everything, memang boleh lah sembuh, boleh ubat luka apa semua. Do you want to collaborate with me? We can commercialize it. I dah buat R&D for you. Okay, so that's how it goes, ya. Right. So samalah macam biasanya kalau UiTM macam kejuruteraan awam. Biasanya diorang akan ada banyak projek dengan industri because they are the one who's doing R&D, especially on the material and everything. So dia kata, oh material ni bagus ni daripada hampas kelapa sawit apa semua, boleh buat particle board apa semua tu. Kita collaborate dengan industri ni supaya ada commercialize, mass production sebab universiti tak ada duit. Okay, so nak commercialize kenalah you collaborate dengan industri. So that's how it is. But for IT it's a little bit difficult because as I said lah, industri ni dia nak cepat. Dia nak cepat. And I think IT industry is a little bit different from other industries. So yeah, we still engaging with the industry player to collaborate perhaps in terms of the new technology within IT field. Tapi kurang lah. Cumanya macam dia minta kita buat research pasal awareness, ataupun user acceptance, macam itulah supaya the data tu dia akan nampak patterns. Apa community nak, apa community aspect, what are the challenges. Usually MCMC every year they will come out industry grant kepada university supaya kita boleh collect data on their behalf. Sebab dia nak tengok contohnya coverage of 5G dekat kawasan ni. Dia buatlah tajuk. So kita lah yang conduct the survey, kita lah yang conduct the data collection, and then at the end of the day kita present aja dekat MCMC. Itu contoh, ya. Okay. And applying theory in research. Okay, so theory actually guides research, especially when you are looking into problem situation. Macam mana you nak summarize it, macam mana you nak comprehend it, macam mana you nak address the problem situation through hypothesis ataupun through your research questions, and theory actually guides it because of the variables. I tak boleh nak lebih-lebih sebab this is not a methodological class ya. Kalau methodology class bolehlah lebih-lebih, nanti you pening ya. Ni baru first sem. Okay, so applying theory and practice. Okay, so of course you ada theory, contohnya theory of acceptance model. Okay, TEM. You kaji okay how people accept certain new technology, perceive usefulness, perceive apa lagi, tak ingat lah, tiba lupa. Okay, so this is how okay you ada theory, lepas tu it leads to practices, maknanya you prove the hypothesis, and then after that you tengok result dia, patterns dia macam mana. Okay, so can practice constitute towards theory? Yes. Sebab you tengok pattern. So kalau patterns tu occur benda yang sama dalam masa 10 tahun, dalam masa 5 tahun, yes, best practices can become a theory that derive from practical doing something. Ya, tak semestinya daripada knowledge yang scientific knowledge, foundation semua tu, tak. Industri, dalam industri pun you boleh derive a theory. Sebab tu sekarang ni PhD ya. PhD ada dua jenis ya. Satu PhD Doctor of Philosophy. Okay, satu PhD based on PhD in industry. PhD with industry. So whereby you masih lagi boleh dapat PhD tapi you attach dengan industri. Ini untuk orang-orang yang sibuk lah. Yang sibuk and they are the practitioners. They cannot go for Doctor of Philosophy tapi they go for practitioner. Dekat UiTM rasanya ada tapi tak sure our program ada ke tak ya. Tapi memang ada di UiTM. I think bahagian engineering lah sebab kebanyakan student dia adalah practitioner. So PhD with industry. And sama je, kesukaran dia sama je macam Doctor of Philosophy jugalah. Sebab Doctor of Philosophy you must have theory to back up you punya hypothesis dan sebagainya. Kalau yang practitioner ni lebih kepada practicality, maybe dia tengok best practices, maybe dia tengok processes. Ya, interesting tak? Okay. So lepas ni bercita-cita lah untuk membuat PhD. Okay, supaya kita meramaikan knowledge worker di bidang industri. Dan sebetulnya you buat PhD, you kena mengajar tak kita perlukan knowledge worker, professional knowledge worker di bidang-bidang industri yang boleh ada critical thinking. Okay, bila ada PhD ni orang respect sikit lah. Tapi make sure you walk your talk. Jangan ada PhD jadi orang kata jadi macam tak intellectual pula. Tak boleh. Okay, so I think that's it. Okay, for this topic. Okay, let's move on to this one. Okay, ada soalan tak untuk source system approach ni? You rasa you boleh faham tak? I think I dah bagi slide yang sangat-sangat apa orang kata komprehensif ya. Ada soalan tak? This is your assignment. I bagi contoh lagi kat bawah ni ya. Bagi contoh.
Dia quite jelas, saya baca dia jelas.
Dah jelas ya? Bagus. Ada tak part yang I kena explain to you based on your assignment? Ada tak? Kalau rasa tak nak tanya sekarang, you nak tanya masa face to face boleh je. Ya? Okay?
Betul. Kalau macam yang untuk kan kena buat model tu kan.
Model? Ni?
Model.
Yang ni? This one?
Yang last.
Yang last? Yang ni?
Dalam soalan tu ada propose model untuk AR, AI ataupun VR, something like that.
Oh, itu prototype.
Prototype. Kalau yang tu, kalau contoh anda kata nak buat VR tapi just provide screenshot apa yang kita buat, boleh ke?
Memanglah UI saja.
Okay.
It's UI sahaja. It's not like I expect you to develop VR application. That one memang tak habis lah you punya part 1 ni. Okay. So it's just a concept. It's just a user interface. Tapi of course you ada lah it's an ideation. Senang cerita it's an ideation stage. Faham kan ideation stage tu? You ada problem, you ada solution, you ada low fidelity prototype. Okay, ideation plus low fidelity prototype. So you understand kan, low fidelity prototype bukan workable prototype ya. I dah tunjuk contoh kan daripada awal hari tu. Contoh daripada previous semester. Ada tak? I rasa ada. Kan? Yang ni pun contoh daripada previous semester. How do you do this stage 5 model ya? So this is how the students did. Yang I tunjuk ni semua yang dapat A lah. Okay, macam mana dia explain, okay. So have all of you started doing it? Patutnya dah lah. Okay.
Yes, Doktor.
Okay, I dah bagi contoh ni. Kalau tak faham lagi, tak tahulah, dah bagi contoh exactly. Okay. Kita tak belajar konsep je, tapi I bagi contoh supaya you lebih mudah nak faham. Kalau I bagi konsep je, semua tengah-nganga. Okay, so if you have any questions, I think we can reserve that question during the F2F sessions. I'm sure you have so many questions you want to show me your draft ke whatsoever. I think that's where we can actually interact, tengok muka ke muka. Okay? Kalau macam ni macam susah sikit lah kan. I pun tak tahu apa benda yang you tulis, apa benda yang you buat. So at least bila kita dah interact face to face, you can show me your draft, then I can assist you, okay, on how to improve it. Alright, so everybody, we will see all of you next week physically. So hopefully you guys datang kelas. And then sebenarnya kita ada lagi satu assignment ya, workshop. Which is creative workshop ya. Okay, sebenarnya iaitu you have to present in class. So you dah download kan, you dah download Merlin? Ada yang dah tahu pakai tak Merlin ni? Ada yang dah pandai, dah terror pakai Merlin?
Tak.
Dah? Ui, dah pandai dah. Okay, contohnya lah ya. Kalau you dah download Merlin ni as extension, now I'm using Chrome, tak kisahlah you guna IE ke apa ke. Okay. Okay, so kalau you nampak sini ya, dia akan extract information from whatever resources that you buka lah. Okay, so kat sini you boleh start chat. Lepas tu apa lagi? You boleh, okay, from here you boleh chat GPT ya. Sebenarnya I punya chat GPT ni patut ada 4. Okay, so I ada chat GPT 4. So you tukarlah yang 4 punya ya, upgrade. Okay, yang chat GPT 3.5 ni lousy punya. Okay, so you can actually ask, alright, ask this Merlin to summarize. You tahu tak dia boleh summarize document? Tahu tak?
Tahu doktor, tahu.
You all ni dah terror, apalah I nak katakan. Okay, so so what I want you to do is that untuk workshop creative thinking, I want you to use Berlin and then kita buat workshop tu there and then. Okay, so I bagi dalam masa 1 jam. Okay, for you to come up with the solution based on the orang kata canvas tu menggunakan Berlin. Ya, so menggunakan Berlin. So dapatkan jawapan-jawapan yang yang orang kata yang creative solutions and then masukkan dalam you punya link tu kemudian present. Okay, ini bukan unethical ya, sebenarnya immersive reading experiences ni membantu student to summarize the important points. Imagine you have 20 articles to read. Ya, sometimes kita nak tengok apa yang important from this article, tapi jangan anggap bila dia dah summarizekan dokumen tu you tak perlu baca satu artikel tu, tak ya. What I usually did was I akan screen, let's say 10 paper yang I find it related to my research. I akan screen guna Merlin ni. Kemudian kalau I nampak points yang sangat-sangat relevant, I akan baca the whole paper. That's how you go about it. Ethical must be there. Bukannya you expect dia summarize semua, lepas tu you tak payah baca. Tak. You kena pandai untuk utilize this immersive reading experiences ni. Okay, so kalau you nampak satu paper tu sangat bagus, you kena baca the whole content so that you get to maximize your knowledge. Jangan biarkan Merlin ni summarize lepas tu dah, that's it. shallow you punya pengetahuan tu. Faham ya? That's how you use it. And I think my undergraduate student pun memang I suruh dia guna Malay ni ya. Okay? Sebab you boleh tanya soalan, okay? Dia boleh jawab. Tapi kalau you type pasal Palestin, dia kata complicated. Okay? So bias siapa yang buat Malay ni geram tengok. Okay? Alright. Okay, so you guys dah pandai guna Malay ni, so I hope that you can benefit it throughout your program. Okay, so kita akan guna Malay ni dalam classroom workshop. So dalam classroom workshop tu, I akan bagi markah on the spot. Alright, so masa you buat presentation tu, masa tu lah I evaluate the marks. Okay, alright, so you nak buat minggu depan ke ataupun you nak buat minggu ke-11? Workshop tu. What do you think? You nak buat minggu depan ke ataupun minggu ke-11? Minggu ke-11 tu dah nak cuti kan? I takut tak ada yang datang. What do you think?
Kalau saya pilih minggu ke-11.
Minggu ke-11? Okay, what about the rest? Nak minggu ke-11 ke? I takut ada yang pergi cuti nanti. Ya? Pergi cuti. Then I have to think about macam mana nak assess yang orang pergi bercuti tu. Alright? What about the rest? Do you think you want to do it next week or minggu ke-11?
11.
Minggu
11,
11
betul.
ya? Okay, so next week you nak chill dulu. So minggu ke-11 baru nak serious. Okay, alright. So okay, that's it for today. Kita jumpa pada minggu hadapan. So hopefully everybody will present next week lah sebab yelah masa online I tak kenal. Okay, individually. So hopefully we can get to know each other better next week. Okay guys. Assalamualaikum. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Okay, Doktor, thank you so much.
Apa dia?
Nak tanya, nak tanya Doktor, sorry. Memang wajib pakai Merlin ke ataupun boleh pakai macam extension lain?
Yang mana? Merlin ni?
For macam yang for your apa yang kita creative workshop tu, is it memang compulsory pakai Merlin or boleh pakai extension lain ke?
Boleh je. Okay, boleh je. You boleh guna Harpa, you boleh guna Merlin tapi between Harpa and Merlin, I rasa Merlin ni lagi user friendly lah. You ada tools lain ke?
Yeah, I ada guna Max AI.
Okay. Boleh je. You boleh guna pelbagai. Okay. As long as kita gunalah all these AI tools yang dalam kategori of immersive reading experience. Ya?
Alright, thank you.
Okay, bawa je your laptop and you gunalah apa-apanya sebab nanti at the end of the day I akan bagi a set of questionnaire for you to evaluate on this immersive reading experience. How does this help into your creative workshop tu? Sebab dulu student tak ada benda ni. So kita nak tengok macam mana the use of AI tools ni actually helps you in looking at the problem orang kata problem solving scenario. Okay? Alright. See you guys.
Doktor memang kena bawa laptop ke?
Bawa lah.
Oh, okey.
Habis tu macam mana pula? Macam mana pula you nak present? Macam mana
dalam
you?
lab ke? Bukan dalam lab
Tak. Kita dekat BK29 ya, itu bukan lab ya, itu bilik kuliah.
Okey, baik.
Kena bawa tab ke laptop ke whatever it is, okay? Bawa yang comel-comel punya, jangan bawa desktop ke apa ke, jangan, okay? So bawa yang comel-comel je, okay? Alright, so you guys see you next week, bye.
Okay, thank you, Doktor. Bye.
Bye.